Good afternoon. Welcome to the Happy Harvest Homestead. Today is a day I have been waiting for a very long time. We are finally going to start transitioning some of our new meat rabbits we bought into our colony. In a few minutes, I'm going to take all of the does from the tractors, which are these two in this tractor, and then Ladybug, who you can see right now, and Cattail, who is behind her in that little hidey house thing. I'm going to take them out of their tractors and bring them up to the meat rabbit colony pen. We're going to keep them there for a week and then finally transfer them into the actual colony. I am super excited for this day. Okay, I just finished getting everyone in here. All 4 of the girls are in this area. I will have to get them a nest box, but other than that, they have water and food. They're checking out the new rabbits. After we see how everything goes, then I will explain about why we're doing this and at a certain time and just all this stuff. But for now, just watch them, see how they interact with the other rabbits and with each other. When we bought them, they were all living together in a colony, but they have been living separately for several weeks. So I don't know if their reunion will be filled with fighting like regular or if it's been enough time so that they're not going to fight. We'll just have to see. Okay, everything seems to be going pretty well. No fighting. There is some grunting, a little bit of thumping, foot thumping, and there's a lot of exploring, but no one is fighting. There hasn't even been one scuffle, so I'm really happy about that. So I guess I should go ahead and start explaining why these girls are in here. First of all, last time you guys were here, Ivanhoe was in this pen and Ronwin was in the big colony. Well, I ended up finally butchering Ronwin. You know, I've been meaning to do that for a while, and I finally got around to it. He had been with the does for several weeks, and if he was going to breed anybody, they were bred. His reaction to new does is not desirable in a colony setup, so I was planning on butchering him anyways. So I finally got around to it yesterday, and then I moved Ivanhoe into the colony. So those events left this pen open. Also, as you guys know, several days ago, we were having someone in one of the tractors nesting in their nest box. It was either Ladybug or Cattail, so I was waiting for babies. Though does can start nesting from a few days after they are bred to a few days before birth, and sometimes they are not pregnant at all and they do nest. So nesting behavior doesn't really indicate when a rabbit will give birth, or even if they are pregnant. It is common for rabbits to start nesting right before they have babies. So I was half expecting to see some kits in the tractors any day, and I would keep checking all the time, and there were no babies, and no babies, and no babies. So I finally decided to move them into the pen while we still had no babies. If someone had given birth in the tractor, I would not feel comfortable moving them until their kids were old enough to be out of the nest box and be able to find their mom and nurse on her. Oftentimes, if you move a rabbit and her nest box into a new area, that can throw her off and cause her to not nurse her babies anymore. So I like to make sure that if I ever have to move a new doe into a really different setup, that her babies are old enough to come to her for nursing. So if she is stressed out and doesn't nurse them, then they will nurse on her and it'll all be okay. But since we kept having no babies in the tractors, I figured it might as well hurry up before babies start happening and put them in this transition pen, and then hopefully move them into the colony before they have babies as well. It is possible that Ladybug or Cattail will give birth sometime during this week as they're in the transition pen. And if that happens, then so be it. I've decided that I'll just leave them in here to raise their babies, either until their babies are old enough to nurse on the moms, and then I'll transition the mom and the babies in the colony. Or maybe in that case, I'll just wait till the babies are weaned, and then just put mama in the colony and have the babies in a grow-out tractor or something like that. But I've been waiting for babies for a long time, and there have not been any babies. So it is very possible that I will continue to hope and wait for babies for the week that they're in here, and there will be no babies. And then if they are pregnant and give birth in the colony, then that will be the ideal. We'll have babies in the colony once again, which is my overall goal and hope. As you guys also know, I've stopped quarantining these rabbits. I just did health checks on them right before I put them in here, and they all looked healthy and good and normal and fine. I double checked, yes, they are all does. The only thing that's kind of strange is that Cattail has this wet stuff on her eye, but I'm not really that worried at all. That was not there this morning, and it could just be like water that she like brushed on her eye when she was grooming herself, or a piece of dust or hay could have messed up her eye and she's just flushing it out with her tears. If it is some weird like eye infection thing, then I will just either let her heal from it herself or cull her, and then I will also expect all the rabbits around her to be hardy and not catch it. And if they do catch it, I will let them heal by themselves or cull them, therefore making my rabbits hardier in the long run. But the chance that it is an actual eye infection is very, very small, and the fact that I am going forward with my plan of transitioning her into my main colony shows just how little I am worried about that. So while I've been talking, there's still been no fighting. Ivanhoe the buck is kind of interested in them, but the does, I would thought for sure the colony does would be all over here and fighting through the bars and just being strange, but they don't really notice them, or like they've come up a tiny bit, but not very much at all. There's no fighting in here, so I guess them being separated a few weeks didn't like mess up their relationships too much, and they still recognize each other from when they lived together before we bought them. So I might go get their nest box and see how I can contrive that. I don't know. Maybe I don't want a nest box in here. Maybe I'll just, I don't know what to do because we have this really low wall and I don't want them to jump out. Maybe I should just put something up here to block it anyways. We have yet to have a rabbit jump out of here, even though we've been having rabbits in here for a while, but this wall is kind of low, and that's the reason I have this hidey house on the opposite side. If I had like up against this wall, they could like climb on top of it and then climb out more easily. So if I put a nest box right there, it will act like a step stool, so they'll be able to jump on the nest box and then easily jump out. I really don't want that to happen. I'm trying to think, is there like a better place to put the nest box? This area is so narrow, and I need to walk in here to get to their water and their food, so it'd be kind of hard to like put it up against this corner or something, or like in the middle of the way. I guess I could put it like right here, so we have like a nest box and then a little area and then there. So I'm gonna go grab the nest box that was in the tractor and just bring it in here. Oh, one more thing before I leave. I'll have to make sure that I feed these guys a whole bunch of greens because they're so used to eating so many greens in the tractors that if I just suddenly don't give them a whole bunch of greens and just have them on straight hay, that might mess with their digestive flora and give them diarrhea or something else bad. These guys are officially off pellets now, so they're just on hay and greens, but I'll have to make sure I keep their greens amount similar to as it was in the tractors, which will be more work for me as well. But again, it's only for a week, so it won't be that big of a deal. Okay, now let's go get the nest box. Oh, here we are. Onyx, I must apologize. I'm so sorry I took your does. Now you're going to be all alone. Isn't that such a great nest, though? You're going to be all alone, Bubba. I'm sorry. Okay, girls, here you go. Excuse me, Ladybug. There we go. Hopefully, they will not be able to jump out onto here. I might just put something up, just in case. Yeah, that's your nest box. What do you think, Ladybug? I think she's the one who's going to give birth. She looks pregnant to me. Oh, guys, look. They're all snuggling in there together, all three. And she's in the way. You're doing a really good job. Yes, you're doing so good. Yes, you are, Cattail. Yes, you are, kitty cat. Okay, girls, goodbye. I'll come check back on you guys in a little bit. Bye-bye. Bye, Asha. Are you curious? Aw, love at first sight. Yeah. What a good boy. So curious. Yes, you are. That's good. Okay, bye for real this time.